Ryan here with the pull list for February 4th, 2015, presented by Longbox Radio. We got 5 books this week, 2 from DC, 1 from Image, 2 from Marvel. First up, we have Batman Eternal. This is number 44. And of course, before we go into DC, we should mention they're flipping the switch again. So Marvel is looking to kind of reboot, in a way, combine all their universes and start from scratch. DC is pulling the plug on the New 52. They're going back to presumably old continuity, and they'll pick and choose from the New 52 what they want to keep, which is kind of a bummer. I thought, you know, at least say what you want about the New 52, maybe it'll get better, maybe it won't, but at least I'll have been there from the beginning. Now I have all these runs of comics that I honestly have no interest in ever rereading, and if the New 52, not that it's not going to count or anything like that, if those stories are now kind of shelved and looked at as not as important, I don't feel they're that way either. So I might end up selling quite a few books if they're worth anything. I think like the original run, the New 52 run of Batman actually holds a little bit of value. Everything else is kind of like this. So we'll see. Save some room in the old comic book chamber here. So Batman Eternal number 44. We have Batman and the Bat Crew hunting down the architect of the Arkham Asylum disaster, who's pictured here. One of the professors with coats full of drugs. So cool. We'll see what happens there with Batman. And kind of an interesting ending to that book. Swamp Thing, number 39. Last time we had Alec Holland, the corpse of Alec Holland, being reanimated, sort of, by the Rhythm, by the good old mushroom guy, the fungus guy, the Gray, as it were. So that works to a T. Alec Holland, rather Swamp Thing, is defeated by corpse Alec Holland and basically turned into a rotting corpse body. Abby comes, kind of helps him with the help of Constantine as well, gets him back on his feet, and we'll see where they go from there. Cool stuff. You know, Swamp Thing would be cool if it was had a little more of an edge to it. It was a little darker of a book, but it's actually a really fun superhero book, so I don't find myself complaining. I'm curious when they go back and they kind of axe the New 52 stuff, if this book will become, you know, kind of what I feel it's more meant to be, but that's not a slight against this. This has been a good book so far. So, saga number 25, this is from Fiona Staples' course, Brian K. Vaughan. We kind of have 3 different stories we're following now. You have Marco teamed up with Prince Robot and the Shepherd Seal there, and they're looking for the rocket ship, which of course contains Hazel and the rest of the crew, who are currently being held hostage by Dango, whatever I believe that robot's name is. And then on the flip side of that, you have Gwendolyn looking for the Will, and they're chasing dragons. Just all kinds of crazy stuff happening here, and really foreboding narrative text from Hazel. Kind of, once you think there's hope, you're like, well, I wonder when Marco's going to find them. There'll be some kind of ordeal. And then Hazel straight up says it would be years before she saw her father again. So we'll see what the hell happens. You also get some cool backstory here in issue 25 of the war, which has been talked about, and you actually know everything that's discussed in here, but they kind of show you, you know, lay it out a little better for how that's transpired and how it affects the people of this particular universe. Great book, saga, you should be reading it already. Avengers number 41, kind of feels more like an issue of New Avengers just based on the content inside. A lot of the main players here on the front cover don't even really show up in this book, but an excellent book all the same. So it starts with the Ultimate Universe. We have Nick Fury talking to Reed Richards of that universe, who was previously a villain, who's been resurrected at this point. He's brought back, and he's kind of a brain trust to figure out if there are any obstacles, any threats coming that Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D. can't possibly predict. Of course, tongue-in-cheek kind of referring to the incursions. So Reed, who still very much has layers of villain to him when he kind of talks to himself in his asides, goes to the incursion point and finds the Cabal plus Namor, who have escaped the world that they were kind of doomed to explode on, and have escaped to 1610 universe, the Ultimate Universe, and are now standing at the foot of Reed Richards. So, man, I don't know what's happening in 3 months when time runs out, but I'm ready. This is going to be friggin' awesome. Jonathan Hickman's the man. This is a great book. This and New Avengers. Pick both of them up, read them. Some of the best, like, as far as having that huge of a cast of characters, one of the best that, like, slow burns that I've experienced from Marvel for a long time. Hawkeye, number 21. This book is coming to a close as far as Matt Fraction is concerned. I believe Jeff Lemire is picking it up. Lumiere. So what we basically have here is the tracksuit guys are showing up and they want revenge. So Clint Barton and the denizens of his apartment block he owns kind of have like a Home Alone plan to set up a bunch of traps and circumvent their attack. Things don't go so well in this book, let's just put it that way. So there's that. 2 free digital codes for Avengers and Hawkeye, so if you want to see what I'm talking about, jump on those free digital codes. Otherwise, I'll be back next week with another pull list. Happy reading. You know, one more thing. before I go, I got the as an early birthday present. We got the Nendroid Solid Snake here. So I don't know if this is available widely yet. I have the old school head on him. But this is coming out sometime real soon, and it is pretty adorable. I do enjoy these things, so check it out. Price-wise, I think he's like 60 to 70 bucks, depending on where you're living. Of course, fully posable, a bunch of cool articulation and fun stuff, and it's just adorable. So there you go. That's Solid Snake Nendroid number 447, coming to a store near you sometime soon.